Hello students, let us start with part 4 enzymes from the chapter biomolecules. So what are enzymes and how do they work? In our body there are number of cells and in each living cell number of metabolic activities are carried out in a large scale. Metabolic activities includes both the catabolic processes as well as the anabolic processes. Catabolic processes are the one which converts the complex substances into the simple ones, and the anabolic processes includes the processes where the simple substances are again converted into complex ones. And this usually takes place at normal body temperature and a normal pressure within our body. All these metabolic activities or reactions, they are facilitated by large water soluble colloidal proteinaceous macromolecules called as enzymes. So how are enzymes? Enzymes are water soluble, they are colloidal in nature, they are proteinaceous, they are made up of chain of amino acids, and they are large molecules, they are macromolecules. They are also called as biocatalyst. Bio life, catalyst, one which does not participate in the chemical reactions but enhances or increases the speed of chemical reactions. So they are altering the rate of chemical reactions without actually participating in it. These enzymes, they act on substances and the substances are called as substrates, and they convert these substrates into products. So this is about enzymes. Who discovered enzymes? William Kuhne in 1878 for the first time reported enzyme in yeast. He just reported. Later, a German biochemist, Edward Buchner, he isolated enzymes from yeast and he named them as enzyme. The word en means in and zyma means yeast. So enzyme means substances, chemical substances which are found in yeast. B. Sumner isolated the first enzyme, urease, in crystalline form from jack beans. Now let us see the types of enzymes. There are two types of enzymes: simple enzymes, also called as holoenzymes, and conjugate enzymes. Simple enzymes or holoenzymes, they are made up of only proteins. They are protein in nature, made up of only chains of amino acid. But conjugate enzymes, they are made up of two parts. They have a non-protein part, and this non-protein part in a conjugate enzyme is called as cofactor, whereas the protein part is called as apoenzyme. So cofactor plus apoenzyme, together it forms what? Conjugate enzyme. Cofactor is the non-protein part and protein part is apoenzyme. This apoenzyme is functional only if it is attached with cofactor. So basically cofactor is helping the apoenzyme so that the enzyme part can carry out its function. But there are two types of cofactors: inorganic and organic. Inorganic cofactors, if they are made up of metallic ions, they are called as activators, like magnesium, copper, zinc, ferrous or iron, manganese. And cofactors are organic also. So there are two types of cofactors: inorganic cofactors and organic cofactors. Inorganic cofactors, if they are metallic, they are called as activators. Examples of activators: magnesium, copper, zinc, iron, manganese. For example, zinc is a cofactor for a proteolytic enzyme carboxypeptidase. Manganese is a cofactor for proteolytic enzyme peptidases. And iron is a cofactor for proteolytic enzyme catalase. These are just examples. Now let us see about cofactors that are organic. They are again of two types. First type of organic cofactor is coenzyme. It can be separated from the apoenzyme whenever not needed. And the second type of organic cofactor is prosthetic group. Prosthetic group cannot be separated from the apoenzyme. Example of coenzymes are NAD, nicotinamide, adenine dinucleotide, FMN, flavin mononucleotide, pyridoxal phosphate, also called as vitamin B6, and thymine, vitamin B1. These are examples of coenzymes which cannot be separated from the apoenzyme. during a reaction. Examples of prosthetic groups are biotin, also called as vitamin H or B7, and flavin nucleotides. These two are examples of prosthetic organic cofactors. Now let us see again types of enzymes depending upon where they are found. If the enzymes are produced inside the cell, we call them as endoenzymes. Example, the enzymes that are produced in mitochondria, which participate in the various chemical reactions occurring during respiration, are endoenzymes. Whereas, if the enzymes are present outside the cell, if their activity or their functioning is carried out outside a cell, we call them as exoenzymes. For example, the enzymes which are released by fungi to carry out extracellular digestion are exoenzymes. Also, rennet tablet, which is used to coagulate the milk protein casein, it contains renin, and this renin is acting as a exoenzyme because it is obtained from the stomach of a calf and it is acting outside the body. Example for in case of cheese production. So students, I hope you have understood everything about what are enzymes, how were they discovered, the types of enzymes, the parts of enzymes, what is a cofactor, what if it is an inorganic or an organic cofactor, what are activators, coenzymes and prosthetic group. In next video we'll discuss about mechanism of enzyme action. Thank you.